What's up, everybody? How's it going?
Good.
Get it rolling.
All right, so there's this video. And I think some
Hilarious.
some national places I think
They blew it up, and it is what it is.
what happened in the video?
Yeah. So it's a quick deliver drill. So you catch it. You're not trying to get the laces or anything. It's not like you're going through reads, and it's just catch, deliver, and try and deliver to the bottom left corner. And we're trying to aim as if it's a screen, and so. It's a competition between us and the guys, and so how fast you can get it out, how accurate you can get it out, and they just so happen to blow that one up and not any other one. So it's a fun drill to work on accuracy, not using the laces, and also just being getting your feet up under you and working those throws.
So when people say it's some indication of what's happening to you at camp, what do you? I mean, what do you say about that?
I just laugh at it. It's I look at them and I laugh at them as always. We're out here working. We're getting after it. We're competing, and that's one of the drills that we were competing. And we actually have a rule in our QB room is that if you miss the board, you have to do something funny or something like that, or miss the net, you have to do something funny. So we've had some competition, in those areas also. So it's just something fun, something competitive, and I was competing, and it was I missed it, and it was a fake anger that I had that I showed because. That's what you're competing with your friends, and something like that happens. You give a little, maybe a little, a few words that you may say, or choice words after losing to your buddies.
So what's the silly thing you have to do if you miss the board?
It's so we have what is called as a fine board in a way. It's just a fun word or a fun thing that we do, and we have different things on there. Blackout fine if you forget something, and it's very obvious or something like that, or if you miss a pass like that, hit the net, and you got to do some, whatever case may be. It may be funny or anything like that at the end of the day or whatever case may be.
The seam route to Cole Komet today during practice, kind of a tight window.
Oh, so close. KB made a great play on it.
That was exactly what you want on that play, though. I mean,
Yeah. No, exactly what we wanted. Cole ran a great route. I delivered to the spot. We had Brisker running over top, so you can't necessarily lead them here or get a kill shot to the face, and try to keep my guys healthy as possible if I can. And so Brisker was running over top. He beat KB slightly, and he was behind him, and I put the ball exactly where I wanted, and KB actually, I don't know if he ended up falling, but he reached out and didn't actually look back at the ball, and the ball just ended up hitting his hand. So it was one of those DB got kind of lucky.
What have you seen from Commandant Guy?
Yep.
In the past, in camp and maybe in the past week?
Yeah, no, he's been awesome. Still learning, still young guy. We've all been there, and so but he's been awesome. Very very smart guy, hard runner. He's gonna put his nose down and go get the yard that you need.
Do you have a sense yet for what your preseason game action will look like?
I do not. I haven't talked to Ben yet about it. Exactly what he wants, and whatever he dials up and wants us to do, exactly what we're going to do.
You played a little last year in the preseason. What did you take out of those appearances?
Yeah, it's always good to be able to go out there and get a few reps in the preseason, rather than your first time getting real live reps or anything like that, or modified reps. Is the first game of September when you're going versus the Vikings, and it's an opponent like that. So. I'll be out there whenever Ben says, and we'll go out there and play how many ever plays he tells us to play.
When we go back to Tuesday on the 4-minute drill, y'all was running at the end, trying to kill it with 2:24 to go.
Yep.
Obviously, it didn't go how y'all wanted to go, but on the bootleg, when you booted out to your left,
Yep.
Is there a coaching point to maybe take that check down right there, considering you want to keep the clock rolling?
So it's actually what happened is we got the flag, and that may or may not happen, and so. When it ended up being, the third down and 20 or so after the flag, it's actually the flat was covered by the corner. Rome was covered by the safety, and then Tremaine, we had a little window, but Tremaine ended up closing the window, and DJ batted the ball down. So instead, in that situation, it should be me sliding and taking the sack is what you call it, but sliding just to keep the clock rolling. and I mentally was not. I wasn't on the same page as Ben with that situation when he called a play, and he called a pass play, and so I thought I had the free reins in that sense to be able to throw it in any situation, but I was wrong, and coaching point.
I think y'all have to grow in terms of trusting each other. Him
Yeah,
trusting
yeah.
you to make
That's
first
that's
call.
one of the biggest things that we kind of talked about after we had that situation. Is like when it's time, the ball will be in your hands, and I got to trust you, and you got to trust me. And so when I call something like that, you got to be on the same page, and that's what we're working towards every day is being on the same page. All good.
Related to Herb's question, so what is that process like of merging the way you see the game with the way Ben sees the game? That you have to, over the last 8 months or whatever, learn
It's been 8 months, really.
extension since
Wow.
he got hired, or
Yeah,
7
it's 8 months, 7, 8 months. It's a long time.
Learn to see it the way he does, so you're kind of an extension of what he's coaching while you're out there.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. It's challenging to be able to see in somebody else's lens at all times. And obviously you're not always going to be on point, not always going to be where exactly he may want you when he calls that. But that's what we're working towards. We're working towards when he calls his play, it's this play is for this, and this is the situation, and it may change depending on the situation. So in that situation. It's understanding. Yes, we're calling a keeper play in a naked or something like that, but it's not necessarily to throw the ball or anything like that. It's to if it's there, absolutely wide open, you take it. In any other situation, I wouldn't have been probably wrong, or in most situation, I wouldn't have been wrong trying to take DJ settling down the zone that we had. So, it's just it's fun, it's challenging. And we're gaining. I'm gaining more knowledge, and coaches gaining more knowledge on me and how I play, and connecting those two things, and then just the constant communication, open communication in those situations, off the field, on the field, on the sideline in games and things like that is where it's going to be at, and where we're going to keep growing.
How'd that go when you were younger and you're trying to do kind of the same process with Lincoln Riley, just
Yeah.
to see everything the way he sees it?
Yeah, no, it went well. I ended up being here in a good situation. So, I think it takes time, and that's one of the things that I've been a little less patient about, just because we, like we spoke about, is it's we're a race. We're on a we're on the marathon. We're on the track, and we're trying to get after it. So, something I've been pushing. I've been trying to push the envelope on myself. To be able to gain that knowledge, be able to gain exactly where he wants me to be, and exactly in the right time, and even in practice, if we mess up, or if it's we hit on it, or it's exactly how we want it, it's still all learning.
Just a couple of times where you are the one either telling somebody this is what you gotta run here, or your coach, even today, seemed like you told Luther you gotta run through in motion, you're not just stopping right there. How comfortable are you feeling currently now the install is over with the playbook?
Yeah, I've been trying to grind at this playbook consistently, as much as possible, and so I think a part of it is just being more comfortable with offense in general. I went through a full year being more comfortable with seeing the defense and things like that. Went through a full year of that, and so I think that's part of it. And then also the other part is the hard work and that I put in, that we've been putting in, and the belief and trust and understanding of the offense is something that we're going to gain, and I'm going to gain throughout the years. But as of right now, where we're at, we're growing, we're still progressing, but definitely feel good about where we're at. And that doesn't mean that we're gonna be in a situation where we're like we're good. It's always a constant growth mindset. But at this time, and I think practice is this 12, 13. We're at a good spot, and we still got some time to go before we hit that 26.2. I think it is at the end of the marathon, where we gotta that's it's the hardest part is at the end, and so we got to keep going, keep grinding, keep getting after it, and keep chugging along in this marathon.
Has it gotten to the point now where you're a demanding
Yeah,
guy?
yeah. No,
Like you gotta be on where I'm at.
yeah. I think some of it is demanding those guys, whether it's myself demanding myself to be on point, because that's a part of it. That's the most important part in the beginning is demanding myself, and that I'm pushing towards excellence. Every play, every process, every snap count, all these different things that go into it, so that everybody else can be on the same page, and we can all be on the same page. All everybody, all 11 players on the field can go and march down the field and try and go score these points. Thank you. The Bears.